I have been blocked, I have been trolled, I have been personally attacked, and not by some rando on the internet. I'm talking about other backyard chicken educators have done this to me. And it's like, what? Hey guys, welcome to Chickenlandia. I am a backyard chicken educator here in the Pacific Northwest, but you can call me the president of Chickenlandia. You guys know this is Bubbalicious. Bubbalicious is my sweetest rooster. I have 3 roosters. One is Philippe, he's rude. The other is E-Bear, he's funny and sweet. He's a little bit cranky, but Bubbalicious is super sweet, right baby? Yeah, you're a good boy. All right, put him down. So, you better get your refills ready because I'm about to spill the tea. But first, I want to tell you this really quick story. First off, let me say I'm so glad I have this netting here, okay? Because there's owls all over our property. And yesterday, I was reading this article about how owls are like the harbinger of aliens and UFOs. So people will see owls and then they will like see a UFO later that day, or they'll see an alien later that day or whatever. And last night I was walking on my property and this owl flew right over my head. I mean like right over my head. And I could see its face and everything. And I was like, oh my gosh. And I'm like, are they coming? Is the mothership coming finally to get me? So most of you know, especially if you're watching this channel, that there are a lot of backyard chicken educators out there. I'm certainly not alone in what I do. There are bloggers, there are authors, influencers, there are YouTubers, and then there's those that do all of those things like me. Personally, I am glad that there's a lot of educators out there, and some of them have been doing this for longer than me. I have been following them since I started teaching, and I will always want to bring whatever I learn to the table so that you guys can learn it too. You know, when I first started following all these bloggers and authors and everything, I just noticed that a lot of them really don't like each other. It's like they really don't like each other, and they're super public about it. At least they were back then. And there was name calling and accusations and all this stuff. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is really unprofessional. How can people learn in a climate like this? At that moment, I was like a little beginner chicken keeper with, a hope that that my business would grow. And I just decided back then, you know what? I am going to use this thing of keeping chickens to bring people together and not to push them apart. As my business has grown and I've become more visible, I have had other educators really kind of get on my case about stuff. I had another backyard chicken educator who's super knowledgeable. I mean, this person is really useful in this realm. They're a necessary person. They really make a difference because they're educating people. But they came onto one of my social media pages and said something negative about the online course that I teach. And it wasn't even anything specifically negative. It was just basically you shouldn't take this course. I mean, they didn't come out and say those exact words, but it was pretty close. And I was like, why? Why do that? There's room for both of us here. And we both have the same agenda to help people, to take care of their chickens and to help chickens too. It's hard not to respond to that, but I think we kind of need to keep it together, for the sake of what we're trying to accomplish. I decided early on that I was going to use this idea of people learning how to keep chickens to bring them together and to really focus on the fact that chickens are humankind's most amazing common denominator. I mean, that's my thing. That's what I'm always saying. And in fact, I did a TEDx talk about it. In that talk, I say, you know, if we focus on the things that we have in common, then maybe we can really affect change in the world. And I don't think we can do that by like arguing with each other all the time. Everybody has a different philosophy. My philosophy is different from many other backyard chicken educators. But that doesn't mean that just because I'm for what I believe, I'm against them. Because the more people that have chickens, the better for chickens and for humanity. I hope that you guys will join me in using chicken keeping as a way to bring people together and not to pull them apart, because that's never my agenda. And I actually don't think that chickens are better than people. I love humanity, and that's why I do this. I do it for humanity, I do it for chickens, and I do it for the planet that we live on. This is important work, and we shouldn't let our egos get in the way. There is another video where I talk about how chickens actually changed my mind about another controversial subject. I think you might enjoy it. You can watch it by clicking right here. It's 100% friendly backyard chickens, education, and entertainment, and I know you're gonna love it.